Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is Unified Tennis Philippines Mr. Freeze Level-Based Tennis Challenge Men's and Women's Doubles, Hillsborough, Alabang, Muntinlupa City. Unified Tennis Philippines Mr. Freeze Level-Based Tennis Challenge Men's and Women's Doubles is being brought to you by Mr. Freeze Purified Tube Ice and Dunlop. Love the game.
Hi everyone, to give you a background of Mr. Freeze is we're into manufacturing and retail of tube ice. So yung pinaka-mission and vision ng Mr. Freeze to help the low-key people. So we started to market our ice through livelihood. Yung mga tricycle drivers, they market our ice to their community. They're selling ice to sari-sari stores. So these sari-sari stores, nagkaroon sila ng livelihood selling ice to the community. So what started me to start the Mr. Freeze Tennis Challenge? Kasi my dad used to be a tennis player and I was a tennis player. I started tennis when I was also in my age years. So we are a family of tennis. So I decided to make a tennis tournament every year kasi nga everybody loves tennis and health is always the wealth. Ang Mr. Freeze supports this tennis challenge for many years para lahat ng mga at least busy in their work, in their fields, magkakaroon kami ng get-together, parang nagkaroon ng challenge na every year they're waiting for this tournament. And Mr. Freeze also caters or supports the Child House, which is the children's with cancer. So every year, nagkakaroon din kami ng golf tournament, birthday month. So yung proceeds goes to the Child House. Dahil nga everybody loves tennis, ang support ko every year, sabi ko nga, at least looking forward lahat ng mga businessmen, executives to play tennis. I'd like to thank everyone who joined the tournament. I wish them all good luck.
I think our winning strategy was to just put the ball in, as cliche as it sounds, but I feel that as long as we can capitalize on our opponent's errors, we'll be good. Yeah.
I think we prioritized consistency over intensity. So we prevented more power shots and just keep the ball in play.
Well, what was the winning strategy? You know, this is this type of event. You play 3 matches, so you really can't make too many errors, and you just got to focus on your strengths and see where you can capitalize on those key points. But it's a fun event. Again, you get to meet a lot of people. It's a one-day event, so that makes it really fun that you start and end the tournament rather, all in one day. But in terms of strategy, it's really about, it's a quick match. You just have to make sure you're ready in the very beginning of the game and do your thing.
Yung winning strategy namin is iba-iba siya per game 3 games kasi. So, kada game ay nag-iiba po kami ng strategy. Pwede po namin pero mainly ang strategy po namin is aggressive po talaga. Masana nung last game, pag tinagalan po namin yung 3rd game, medyo pagod siya. So, ang ginawa namin, kung ano yung pace nila ng ginawa ng kalaban namin, ginawa din namin yung pace. Parang match namin yung pace nila kasi if palo kami ng palo, mapapagod tayo, no, partner?
Tsaka may
talo kami sa
hato kagad.
Talo kami sa stamina. So, as much as possible, nagsisetapan kami ng pwedeng patay na bola na shots.
Well, I believe that doubles is really two to tango. You really need to collaborate. You really need to communicate. It's not just one person's success. No? It's the success of both. And I think communication is very key. You really have to agree on an approach, on a strategy, prior to each game. And more importantly, if there are errors along the way, just move forward to the next point and enjoy the rest of the game.
Correct. What Brian said is we practice like 2 weeks. Yeah. And then it's really, moving on from the error, number one. You can't stay on that error. And then, personally, finish the point as fast as possible.
I think the UTP level-based tournament is it's a great idea because it's open to all basically, that anyone can join, and that it's there are levels to it. So if you feel like you're just starting, you can join a Class D or a Class C tournament, or if you get better, you can join a Class B or an A, and you can see yourself progress over time. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Magandang experience po sa amin. Mas naging eager pa kami to practice and play ng tennis.
It's challenging, not stressful.
Challenging. Pero happy.
Again, the UTP strategy in terms of making your tournaments quick and fun is really, I feel, the way to go. A lot of people play tournaments, and these tournaments could end up minimum of 1 week. Here you have a one-day event. You get to play 3 matches. You get a great workout. Get to meet new friends, and more importantly, you get to play in the level that you're at. So again, it's a fun day. It's quick, but you get a lot of tennis in, and at the end of the day, you meet new friends, and that's the most important.
Yeah, for me, it's about competition. I'm happy that UTP has these tournaments for adults. There are not that many tournaments around there that can allow us to still compete, right? I mean, we love competing, and where are we gonna do it if not for UTP events?
Very fun na merong ganitong tournament for recreational players, and especially na level-based siya. Para at least alam natin saan tayo lalaro, diba? And yun, at least na-improve mo every time yung level of playing.
Yes. Ang maganda din sa kanya is after, if nanalo ka sa B2 is pataas ka na po ng pataas.
Yes.
Pumunta ka sa B1. Pero ang goal talaga is mapunta sa A.
It's a lot to us. Well, for one, in the last 2 years since we started playing tennis more regularly, having come from C, then ultimately to B, and then in this tournament to A, it means a lot to us because it also shows how we've progressed, not just as bubbles partners, but as a group. Our regular evening quorums and practices have really paid off, and it's, I think, translated to results, no, in every succeeding tournament.
UTP gives opportunities to club level players to be able to raise their level of competition. When you play in the afternoons, mornings, and then you compete with other people you don't know, it really raises your level. Yun yung one of the biggest contributions of UTP tournaments.
And it aspires you at the same time to really shoot for more in every succeeding tournament.
Correct.
Hi, I'm Jonathan. Hi, I'm Paolo.
Hi, I'm Joy.
And I'm City.
Hi, I'm Raisa.
And I'm Mish.
Hi, I'm Jaime Lopez.
Hi, I'm Rafi Aniver.
Hi, I am Neil Umlas.
Hi, I'm Ed Lopez.
Hi everyone, I'm Jerry Santos, Mr. Freeze.
I'm Brian.
I'm Jed.
I'm Tim Villanueva.
Hi, I'm Matthew Hernelia.
Hi, I'm Yuli Armeje.
And I'm Jag Lacno.
Hi, I'm John. I'm Derek.
Hi, I am Nikki.
Hi, I'm Ali.
Hi, I'm Riza.
And I'm Shari.
Hi, I'm Ina.
And I'm Sarah.
Hi, I'm Grace.
I'm Janine.
Hi, I am Paula.
And I'm Carlene.
And you're tuned in.
And you're tuned in.
You're tuned in.
And you're tuned in. And we're tuned in.
And you're tuned in.
And you are tuned in.
You're tuned in to Golden Tiger Radio.
To Golden Tiger Radio.
To Golden Tiger Radio.
Golden Tiger Radio.
To Golden Tiger Radio.